Hi, this is Ken at IPD. One of the biggest issues we've seen with the P2 or S60 and V70 models as these cars have aged has been front control arm failure. Now this is something that's due to the design of these control arms with two bushings that work in two different directions, one that operates laterally and one that's up and down, and the flex that they have in two different directions. They really rely on the flex of the rubber and the quality of the rubber as part of the front suspension on these cars. There are suppliers out there who have attempted to make HD versions using more rubber in quantity. There are suppliers who've tried to use polyurethane versions on these control arms, but polyurethane doesn't have the kind of stretch and adhesion that rubber does, and so that lends itself to its own set of problems. For several years now, we've been experimenting and testing with using simply higher quality rubber with a higher amount of new rubber as opposed to recycled rubber, since this has more elasticity and a better ability to adhere to the components. For several years we have had test components on a car that we're using here, which gets used very hard in daily driving and commuting. We are now manufacturing these new IPD HD control arms using the same processes that we've used for years to make our very successful IPD upper spring seats. Higher quality rubber. What we're talking about is the fact that today most people use a lot of recycled product in manufacturing. This is done for a lot of reasons, including just company mandates for the fact they want to use more recycled product and say that they're more environmentally friendly. The problem with recycled rubber is that generally what they're using is just ground up old tires and rubber. This simply forms a rubber dust, which they then stir in with the new rubber while they're making a new product, and it's just really an inert filler. This inert filler then causes weak spots in the rubber and makes it more prone to failure. If you've been driving one of these cars, you may have seen these symptoms already. One of the things you'll notice is that the car will tend to bump steer under heavy braking. It will take a set and want to pull one way sometimes, and then pull another way the next time that you brake hard. It has all kinds of strange symptoms, including not wanting to track straight down the road. The failures show up usually first as cracks in the rubber here, in this longitudinal bushing, which you can see and flex them back and forth as the bushings wear. And then later, after this bushing has almost completely failed, the rear bushing, which takes force back this direction, will start to crack around the center sleeve here. If you've got this level of failure on your car, you have a significant deterioration in the handling and the performance of the car, and a new set of control arms will make a big difference. We have these on the shelf available today. They're available for most front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive S60 and V70 models 2001 through 2007, not for the XC models. We feel that using better quality product on these cars will, in the long run, save you money in labor and make your car perform better for a longer time. If you have any questions, IPDUSA.com, 800-444-6473.